The understanding or the order that was given was to kill everybody in the village. Someone asked if that meant the women and children, and the order was everyone in the village, because those people that were in the village, the women, the kids, the old men, were VC, and they were Viet Cong themselves, or they were sympathetic to the Viet Cong. They were not sympathetic to the South Vietnamese army, and they weren't sympathetic to the Americans. They weren't giving us any assistance. They weren't helping us in the war effort whatsoever.
So it was quite clear that no one was to be spared?
It was quite clear that no one was to be spared in that village.
My understanding was we were going to get into one hell of a fight, and we were going to kick some ass when we got done. There wasn't going to be anybody left. It didn't turn out that way.
As we were flying over it one time, we noticed, some movement in it. And Andrada, who was my crew chief, spotted a child moving around amongst, the bodies that were in there. So we landed the aircraft next to the ditch, and we got out of it, and my gunner, stood on one side of the aircraft, and I stood on the other. Andrada went down wading, through the bodies, and brought back up, a little child about 3 years old. It was obvious how the people got in the ditch by then, I guess. So we got the child on board, and we were, getting that child out of there. There was more we probably could have saved, but we, couldn't carry it. So we flew the child to Quang Nga Hospital, I believe it was, and dropped it off with a nun there. It was a very sober flight going over there, very quiet, trying to figure it out. I was looking at the kid, which I thought was a boy about 4 years old, 3 years old. I had a son at home, same age. And you're thinking that it could be your kid. It was a quiet flight. Later found out in some investigations and hearings that it was actually a girl. You really couldn't tell. We checked arms and legs, There's no bullet wounds. It still hurts to think about us doing things like that.
Thì tôi chợt nghe tiếng chị tôi có la. Trong nhà tôi đi nhìn ra thì tôi thấy chị Mùi tôi lúc đó là 14 tuổi. Trên người vậy một thằng Mỹ nó đang đè chị. Trên người chị không còn mặc cái quần áo mà nữa. Nhưng lúc đó tôi không hiểu đó là gì. Và sau này chị tôi đang ra sức chống cự lại nó. Và sau đó thì bọn Mỹ đã bắn luôn. Sau đó thì bọn Mỹ đứng lên, nó mặc quần áo vào và nó bắn luôn chị. Không bao giờ Mỹ ơi là Mỹ. Và là sao không còn biết thời gian là bao lâu. Không còn nghe một tiếng động nào nữa. Đi từ dưới hầm nhà tôi mới chui lên. thì nhà đã cháy rụi. Và ngay trên hè nhà những người thân của tôi bị chúng cháy cong queo. Và tại giữa sân nhà này, mẹ tôi và đứa em 17 đang ôm đứa em tay vẫn còn ôm em, đứa em 7 tháng của tôi, bị chúng chắc đồ đốt mà chỉ bị cháy nửa thân người. Lúc đó tôi không còn biết gì nữa, chỉ biết đứng bên mẹ mà khóc.